Hello. Today I'm going to be drawing this sac spider. It's an interesting view because most of the legs are pretty easy to see, which is always nice. I'm going to start off with drawing the head. I keep getting confused because I know this, what am I thinking, thorax and abdomen is combined. It's always kind of difficult for me to think about it. But the cephalothorax, it always confuses me so much. I wish it didn't. Yeah, this is the cephalothorax and that's the abdomen. I don't, it always gets me. I wish it didn't. It shouldn't by now. Sorry that we're a little bit in and I haven't started drawing. So I'm going to start off with the cephalothorax first. And now I'm going to draw the abdomen. I may have to refine it a bit. You know, it's more of an egg shape, so I think I'm gonna see if I could execute now. It's kind of more like that than anything. There's these spinnerets, I believe. And I didn't know that these were spinnerets until someone at work showed me what they are. Yeah, that's where it shoots its webs when necessary. I should have been out a little bit more. Drawing the egg shape is so difficult to do. Okay, now one of these are its fangs. I think I want to make a dividing line, some contour lines around the forms to show the three-dimensional quality. And I also want to add the legs, or I'm going to add pilot holes for where the legs will go. And usually on spiders, if you ever do look at the underhang of them, they're all the pilot holes are pretty close to one another. I mean, I know it's bad to generalize, but in general, that is what I see. To take off my jacket to ghost this very small ellipse. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to draw the fangs here. And I'm going to draw them as like shapes. But the important thing is that they connect to the head. They do have a way they kind of like inset into its face, our spider friend's face. And I know a lot of people don't like spiders. I like them. They're important for pest control. But I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't like to hear that. But they are important. And I also want to draw its, what do you call these? I can't remember one of them. I don't know what they're used for. I have a book that I've been meaning to read for a long time. And I've yet to get to it. And I will soon know all of the different parts of spiders. Okay. So now what I want to do is I want to draw some gestural legs for, or gestural lines for the legs. Because the legs are doing all these interesting things. And I'm trying to compare various parts on our spider friend to where they should go. Sorry, didn't mean to cough in the mic. Yeah, a lot of the legs do very interesting things. Sometimes you have to work with the overlap that you're given. And I do just that. I keep thinking it should be... No, I think that's good. Okay. This one is tucked pretty close to its body. Not too close, but close enough. Alrighty. So at this point, I'm going to draw these two things. I can't remember which one's Chalcedonia, which are polypulps. But yeah, I want to draw these things. They're kind of like a bunch of stacking cups. Although that's always how I viewed them. Or think of them. Before they connect to the head. Okay. Now I want to do some of these initial connecting legs parts. Well, I'll start on the front right leg and work my way around. There are many ways to begin approaching drawing a spider. Now that I look at it, I keep thinking I should have made this line. It should have been more like that. What was I thinking? I must have confused myself. So it should be a bit more like that before it comes here, but this point does more of that. There's just a lot of stuff going on. I probably should have taken a little bit more time to look before I drew those lines, but I did not. Shame on me. Okay, we're making our way through. And I think it is important to show the ellipses because the various parts of this spider's legs, they're kind of like, some are more thicker, and some of them kind of do like, well, something like that, then they kind of like bulge out, then go in. Some of them do that, bulge in, go out, something like that. There's a lot of different things you'll see. Then they go in. There's a lot of different things based on the perspective of the legs, and like when you have to draw them approached from like a different perspective, kind of like throws a curveball at you and like, is this like a leg from the same insect or the same arachnid? And it's like, yeah, it is. So sometimes trying to challenge yourself with the larger array of various legs and different ways to view them could be a bit helpful. If not, you'll like open up your mind in a new way. At least that's what happens to me. But yeah, there's always so much going on. And it's like, I think this leg should have been a bit more kind of going this way rather than how I initially laid it out, which is a bit frustrating. Yeah, my apologies for that. So you know what I'll do? Since I kind of have that, and I don't like to erase whenever I do this stuff, but I'll just quickly do that. Oh, come on. Okay. Oh, should have been a bit more like that. Okay. And I even made this a bit too curved than I probably should have, because there is not a lot of curve going down. Alrighty. Now we have this leg. Just doing all types of interesting things. I think one of the important things is that when you're ever trying to draw a spider is not to stress about it too much, because there's a lot going on. And one thing I've realized when drawing spiders is because there's so much going on, I feel like there's a lot more to stress about. And for the most part, I think a little stress can be helpful, but don't let it paralyze you. Because I have seen that happen to myself a few times, and they call that paralysis by analysis, which can happen. Just accept it and try to break past it. Okay. It becomes very therapeutic after a while. It's more therapeutic when you're not talking, but I am trying to do this for you. I should show that connection. The other important thing is, all of these legs are connected. They're not just sitting upon one another. I mean, if they were, our spider would just fall apart. So it is important to think about that there are like these internal connections, much like a human leg or like a human body doesn't just fall apart. It has all these muscles to it that help glue things together. I'm going to start on this leg for no particular reason. I realized I think it should be a bit farther out than how I placed it, but I'm just going to kind of try to work with it to the best of my ability. Okay. Yeah, even here, even with this leg over here, I may just do it again, and I'll show you some of the mistakes that I made when making that initial line. Should have been a bit more kind of like that. I was going right there. I didn't make it long enough over here. Perhaps it should go down just a little bit more to about here. I'm also seeing little claws on at the end. I didn't see it on the other perspective, so I could assume that it's got claws on the end of its legs. Okay, so back to the bugs. Or the spider. Like that. Okay. Making headway. Okay, now for this last leg, which is doing a lot of interesting things because it's kind of like a bit folded. It's like folding its leg in an interesting way that makes it look like it's a ball, but I'm pretty sure it's just like one of those sausage type legs. It's like that, but on the based on the perspective here, it looks kind of like a ball, but the reality is it's kind of like a ball to this point, but then you're seeing overlap from that other leg as it contorts, or more like that. So it's kind of an interesting thing to think about and draw based on how it is. It's kind of like that. Although I think I made it a bit too thin. And I should have done it like that. I think more like that kind of makes it look a little better. And it does kind of go over the part of the abdomen a little bit. And you know, sometimes certain legs look larger than others based on their perspective or based on the plane changes of the way we're seeing the leg. Like it looks big here, but then it like abruptly recedes back in 3D space and kind of like gets thinner. But they all connect. I think that that's the important thing. Although it being a bit difficult to tell what is what occasionally. But yeah, that's how I would break down this Sac Spider. I do wish I made the abdomen a bit better. I'll have to practice shapes like that. But yeah, thank you for listening to me. If you like the video, please like it. If you like my channel, please subscribe. And if you have a question, please ask in the comments. Certain shapes like this abdomen are like very egg-shaped. Very, very egg-shaped. Kind of unlike things I've seen before. It's a very hard shape to draw. To this day, there are many shapes that I feel like I could draw, but the egg shape is just so challenging, especially to draw it in on one go. But yeah, thank you for listening. I do greatly appreciate it. Bye.